My name is Devin Scott. I'm a junior from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, majoring in political science. I've been connected to LSU for a long time, since I was like 8 years old. So long story short, I ended up coming here as a freshman, and I just fell in love with the institution. I'm also a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and I'm the currently in student government as well.
My name is Scott-Rovere. I'm also a junior, also from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, majoring in political science. I grew up always coming to LSU football games. All of our lives were surrounded about LSU. And once I came here my freshman year, I made a commitment to myself to meet so many new people from so many different walks of life and connect with them and hear their stories. And since coming here, I can say that that has been the most rewarding experience of my entire life. I also currently serve in student government along with being the president of my sorority, Alpha Phi.
All right, Bella is extremely fierce. She's consistent, and she exudes fidelity. Like, she's extremely committed to every cause that she sets her mind to accomplish, and that's what I love about her. I defer to her a lot. Like, that's the boss right there.
I think the one quality I admire about Devin so much is his confidence. I think he knows what he's talking about. And whenever you're leading a room and commanding a room, you have to know, then be confident and headstrong in yourself and your abilities. And he's been able to instill some of that confidence in me throughout this entire very stressful election cycle. Can bring a lot of anxiety, but he's very grounded and confident in who he is and how he's able to campaign that to other students. And that's what I admire most about him. When the students don't have the resources that they need to thrive on this university's campus, they lose a lack of LSU identity. We sometimes don't know what it means to be an LSU student while we walk through this institution day in and day out. And we want to know that the LSU is going to serve us to the ability that they committed to us when we signed our enrollment papers. And I agree completely with Devin that the wraparound academic services policy really hits that home with more than just academic advising, really, assessing students' mental health, other financial and security needs to make sure that they can stay at LSU rather than just go to LSU.
Yeah, because we want to make sure that we prepare LSU better for years, like after our administration. I think a lot of people are forgetting about that we're going to have to recover from the pandemic at some point. And recovery is more than just social. It's like a lot of mental things that have been shifted in the last couple of years, especially with getting back into in-person learning and shifting from remote learning to in-person. It's mentally taxing for the student.
Right, but in order to combat all of the mental health needs that this university does have, we need to make sure that we have the resources and the staff to do so, and that works with the Student Health Center. And not only staffing more members and more mental health counselors, but also diversing that staff to making sure students feel comfortable when they're talking about things that are personal and important to them. And we want students to know that this is a safe place and there's people there to listen to them and that can relate with them as well.
Yeah, we didn't want to pick one name because it kind of limits the scope of our campaign. So we wanted to have three core pillars that kind of encompass what we're trying to accomplish. We just want students to wake up every day and believe in the potential that this university has to be great. I believe in it, Bella does as well, and our entire campaign staff does. Revive, there are a lot of systems and structures in this institution that are designed to work for students, and they just don't for whatever reason. And we want to have working policies that revive and bring those structures back to life. Serve are really big on service in the Baton Rouge community and on LSU's campus. And I believe that you can affect change, long-lasting change through serving others.
I remember one night Devin and I had dinner and we had actually made little posters of each name, Believe, Revive, and Serve. And they were actually in that order on the counter. And we were like, why would we pick just one when all three truly encompass what we want to do for this university?
I was the director of diversity last year in the Stone Cost administration. And I had the idea to have a week of events that were tailored to minority organizations and students that don't really get as much exposure as they should at a, PWI. And so the biggest impact that I saw, I still see people wearing the Diversity Week shirts today, the purple diversity and the weeks on the back, and just seeing how excited it made the students to see that their culture was being enhanced and showcased on campus. Specifically, we had Hear Her Voice on campus that week, and it was tailored to have women be able to voice their own opinions on initiatives that need to be done to combat sexual assault on campus.
Building off of combating sexual assault on campus, I currently serve for the Bowman-Milligan administration as the director of the We're Committed initiative, which means I am the liaison between the student body and the Title IX office. This past semester, It's On Us, which is a national nonprofit that raises awareness for sexual assault on college campuses actually came to LSU and trained me on how to conduct trainings for sexual assault awareness and consent, because that was one of the main things in student feedback. They feel like they don't know what to do. They don't have that training, and students want to be trained and be able to understand. So I have also worked with the Deputy Title IX Coordinator for Training and Prevention to devise a training specifically for LSU.
Well, this current administration has actually worked on getting the State of the Student Body address going. It didn't happen this week because of the weather or whatever, but it's something that Bella and I plan on continuing to do, but doing it monthly. So where we have an email or a live stream feed that's out to the students so they can see what we are doing in student government quantitatively, and they can see like measurable goals that we have actually accomplished. It's also important that we have somebody in student government, specifically in the comms department, that's there to remain like a liaison between student media and SG. At the end of our term, we want to be able to see the work that we've done on campus and how it's affected students. For example, the retention rate has skyrocketed. Has fell down like tremendously amongst the pandemic. And so hopefully with the implementation of intrusive advising, we can see it change immediately and see LSU start to retain students, in this culture shift that we're in. We also know that some of the changes that we want to make, we want to see them in the year that we're in office, and we're okay with that. Like, change is not for us, it's for the student body, for the kids that's going to be here in 2024, 25, 26, and so on. If elected, the first thing I'll do is I would start our implementation of our diversity investment plan. We have a cultural competency side of that too, so it's academic as well as it is financial. And so my plan is to utilize the College Council Department of Student Government to have an assessment in collaboration with the Dean of Students to see which courses would be tailor-made to each college on campus to promote cultural competency in academics.
Right, and working with those cultural competency courses, students will be able to take those courses for college credit and requirements rather than just a general elective, so there'll be more of an incentive to take those courses.
We have an extremely diverse campaign. We want to compose our campaign of students that cover every area of campus and not create an echo chamber of people that we already know and already know what we believe in already. We want to be able to reach the campus with the people that are on our staff and our supporters and our candidates. We also are not trying to evolve or, develop policies that already exist. We want to, of course, maintain policies that work already and keep them going, but our main thing is that we implement our diverse perspective and affect change with new strategic policies.
And in forming those strategic policies, Devin and I have spent the past 3 years on this university's campus listening to all of you, truly observing what you need, your feedback, and how you feel this university can be a better place. This isn't just Devin and I. This isn't for just Devin and I. This is for our campaign, our team, but most importantly, for the 36,000 of you that have the opportunity to vote on Election Day.
And we want to advocate for the students, but we're not just focused on being a voice of the student body. We want the students to know that they already have a voice. Our job is to empower that voice that they already have.